Hi viewers, welcome to class. Continuing the continuation of the reading marks video, I'm going to show you how you can easily understand the rough and the smooth reading marks. Like I said, the reading marks do three particular functions. The first is that they help to read and then recognize grammatical functions in a text. Secondly, they also help to distinguish between the words with or without aspiration. And when I talk about aspiration, it talks about the emission of breath. For instance, there are words that are pronounced with the utmost of breath, and there are those that are without aspiration. So these are the functions of the reading mark. So it's very important that we understand the reading marks because since BC, since the 3rd century, the Daskalos came up with these marks so as to help for a correct pronunciation of words, majorly words that begins with vowels and diphthongs. So then these have been a blessing to the Greek text. That's the Koine Greek, that's ancient Greek. Now we have two major reading marks. We have the rough and we have the smooth, as earlier said in the previous station. Then today I will address like one or two things about the rough reading marks. Now we talk about the rough reading marks. It's this with the rough reading mark now. It's just like the symbol, just like the angle, 45-degree angle. However, it's to the left. Now, this mark is also known as the spirituous asper. Then it is placed on vowels or diphthongs. At the beginning of the word. Now, when this rough reading mark is placed on a vowel at the beginning of the word, it introduces a deep sound, which is the H sound. So, and that shows that word is aspirated. Okay. Now, in this video, I will show you how to easily understand the rough reading mark, because it's also placed on the smooth, the consonant, which is consonant row. Then there's a way, there's a form it takes when it's placed on the consonant row. Let's see. So we have a word like we horse, which means a son. Now, this is the rough reading mark. When it's here, then it will be translated as meaning a son. Now, this mark has introduced the H sound. Now I said the reading mark they are critical marks. In other words, in the 3rd BC, the Greek scholars came up with their critical marks. And these are marks or dots or symbols to compensate for letters that are not in biblical Greek. For instance, for every language we have their letters, consonants, and vowels. So there are some letters that are not available in the 24 Greek letters. So their critical marks are employed to improvise, to compensate for them. So, and one of them is this rough braiding mark. Now this rough braiding mark is used as just to show the H sound. So there's no H sound in Biblical Greek letters. Even it's also different from what we have as the capital form of eta. The capital form of eta, which is H. So though is H, however, in the pronunciation, it's not as this sound. H. This one is hey. Hey. That's a lengthened air. Now, when it's attached to, when it's this form H, this one is a little bit different from this sound here. So there's no H sound in Greek. And that's why there's the need for the diacritical mark, and that is the rough braiding mark. So that introduces the H sound. Okay, that's one of the advantages of the rough braiding mark. Now let's see another one. When we check now there's another thing to note. Once the braiding mark is on the consonant row, because consonant row also takes braiding mark. Now when it's on the braiding on consonant row, for instance, we have the word rema as used in previous session. Now this is the rough braiding mark here. So in the case of row, the rough braiding mark is transliterated after the symbol row. For instance, row, then we have the rough braiding mark, then we have eta, we have mu, and we have alpha. Alright, so this is what we have. That's rema. Excuse me. This will be in English. Rema, which means rema. I mean, instant word or spoken word. So in case of row, the rough braiding mark is transliterated after the row, unlike what we have in the diphthongs and the vowels. The vowels is transliterated after the rough braiding mark. So that's one thing to note about the rough braiding mark. Alright, so then let's see the second one, which is the smooth braiding mark. The smooth braiding mark. This mark is with this symbol, just like the comma. However, it's a little bit slanted than the comma. Okay, so once this is placed on a word, what it does is that it does not introduce the H sound. That's in English, the H sound. It doesn't introduce H sound. So it is seen as a mark on words that are not aspirated. Words that are not aspirated. So the emission of breath here is not as that of the aspirated voice, like what we have as in the rough braiding mark. We have an example like we have Uranus. Uranus. Uranus means, let's translate first. Yes. We have two. Now this symbol will not be translated because this is smooth braiding mark. So then we have like this. Uranus, and it means heaven. So in the case of the smooth braiding mark, it does not introduce H sound or H letter in the pronunciation and as well in the transliteration. Okay. Then there's another thing to note about the breeding marks. The breeding marks are different from what we have as the accents. We have another thing called the accents. We have the accents. Accents. Now accents in Greek we have acute, we have grave, and we have circumference. Circumference. All of these are accents in Greek. Now their symbol is different from what we have in the breeding mark. This the acute is with this symbol. Grave is with this symbol, and then circumference is with this symbol. So they are different from the the smooth or rough breeding marks. Okay. Then when we have a word just like anthropos, now when we have a word, a vowel that carries an accent and then a breeding mark, note that it is possible. Now, how do you identify? You identify the breeding mark by the cough. This one is a little bit slanted than this. These are the acute accent. So that's one thing to note. And second is that the breeding mark comes before the accent. Usually come before the accent. So this is the breeding mark. This is the smooth breeding mark. Then we have the acute accent. That's another thing to note about. To differentiate between the accent and the breeding marks. So in the case where we have an accent and then breeding mark, then you know that the breeding mark comes before the accent. We have another word like we're going to use the circumference now. We have another word like oikos. Oikos. Now, in this case, oikos, you see, we have the smooth breeding mark and we have the accent. Now this accent that's circumference. Now I said it comes before. No, this is the breeding mark here. Then we have the accent on top. So that's another case, and this means a house or a household. It's translated this way. Oikos. Alright. So it is possible to have the accent on a particular letter and as well the breeding mark. However, two different things is that the breeding mark comes before the accent. I believe this station has been packed. Then another word for the smooth breeding mark is spiritus lentinos. That's spiritus lentinos. So I believe this is an impactful. In the subsequent video, you're gonna learn about the nouns. Thank you for watching. You have a wonderful time. Shalom.